You're listening to Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio. Sponsored by Treebor Soft Mints. Absolute Radio.
Hi, it's the first Not the Weekend podcast of 2011. I'm Frank Skinner. This is a sort of Absolute Radio production. Is it? I don't know. I've never said that before in my life, but there it's out. And I'm with Emily and Gareth. And I'm a bit bonged up, I'll be honest with you. So, you can hear it. Oh, I'm sorry, but it's that time of the year.
Been out with status quo again.
I certainly have not. How dare you? Although I am a little bit double denim, I think I could get away with it with a quo night out. Yes. Anyway, it's great to be back. I'll tell you what I did over the New Year. Something I've never really properly done before. I went to Primark.
Oh, yes.
Not in a casual... I was in there about an hour and a half.
Wow.
Oh, you were full on.
Did you get lost? It can be quite windy.
I didn't get lost. Is it windy? I was in the Cheltenham one. It's a bit... I don't know. It seemed
quite civilised.
Yeah, I suspect it's more civilised than London's Oxford Street.
It was... it's amazing how quickly one falls into Primarkian activity. So, there are two extremes. Sorry.
How would you categorise Primarkian activity?
Well, my reaction to things was either... Well, I don't want this at all. It doesn't fit me. It's unsuitable. It's only £4. Put it in the basket. It's only £4. Put it in the basket. So anything. But then I picked up a shirt and I said, oh, this is not bad, actually. £8? £8 for a shirt? How soon I'd adapted the Primarkian values.
It's a whole new economy.
That's true.
Yeah. I thought, who's going to pay £8 for a shirt? Yeah, so I ended up buying a pair of ladies' pyjama trousers.
What, for yourself?
Yeah, for me.
You did not.
No, you have to
£4.
You have to find what goes with your body shape. That's the thing, and when you find it...
Yeah. What do you mean?
Oh, what are you suggesting?
Anyway, there was a pink ribbon waist tie thing on it.
Oh, Frank, I hope you took that off. That would look hideous.
Did you buy it for the ribbon?
No, I bought it. I just thought it'd be nice to... at Christmas, you're in a rock. That wasn't. If anyone thought I was lapsing into a Benny Hill sketch, that was an accident. It's my guitar. When you're... wouldn't that be a rubbish game? Guitar Hero. If you bought that out, in which you all had to block your noses up before and talk like in this kind of way, and but I wouldn't buy it. Simple as that. What was I saying? Oh yeah. I thought at Christmas, because you stay in a lot and watch the telly, especially with snowing and all that.
Yeah.
You need your floppies.
Oh, yeah.
Your clothes that are very
Your Jimmy
floppy.
Jams.
Well, just floppy things. Big, your big tracky top and all that.
My gilet came in very handy.
Your gilet? What is that?
Well, you've seen my gilet. You may not know that it is a gilet.
It's been a long time. I mean, one crazy night. I don't know quite what a gilet is.
It's
gilet,
a very...
the best a man can get. Is that what it's short for? Is it a shirt?
As he says, one crazy night. It's a furry waistcoat affair. A slightly medieval thing going on there.
A furry waistcoat?
Yeah. Frank, stop it.
No, I was just thinking,
it.
if Top Cat had worn a furry waistcoat made out of cat hair, he would have looked naked. Yeah.
Yeah, but if he was the Hair Bear Bunch, he would have put a low-slung belt on as well.
Well, he couldn't be the whole Hair Bear Bunch.
No, that's
I mean,
true.
what are you saying, that Top Cat has got multiple personality disorder? I don't think so. Of course, he did wear the straw bow tie.
Oh, he did.
And even if he had one of those made with cat fur, it wouldn't look right, 'cause it's not the correct shaping.
No.
Just thought we'd sort that out.
So anyway, meanwhile,
so
you're
Gillet's
back in your sloppy joes.
So I bought that in Primark. Now this could be. I'll tell you what, they're pink ribbon. And
can I say something, Frank? I'm really sorry. Can I say, when I say fur gilet, it's obviously faux fur. I just want to make that clear.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm hoping it's faux gilet, not the real.
There's people already throwing red paint at the windows, which is they've got lost interest now.
Yes. Is that what animal protesters do?
Yeah, that's what they do. They throw red paint on you.
Well, I didn't know that.
Frankly, I thought it improved my coat, but anyway.
Yeah, I don't mind if I got my Primarks on and throw what they like.
Red does suit you.
So there's a slight silver thread in the check on the ladies' pyjama trousers. So imagine that with a pink ribbon, and inside, very sort of roughly embroidered on the inside is it said. Please help me. I only get 90p a week. Now I don't know if that's in every pair, or if someone's put that in as a call for help.
That's some fine detailing.
Yeah.
What, was it written on a piece of paper?
No, it was roughly embroidered. I got to feel the boss had stepped out for 2 minutes, and it was roughly embroidered.
This sounds like quite a nice Primark. Did you have to pick things up off the floor?
There were some things on the floor.
Some things, okay.
I was on the floor after I saw £8 for a shirt.
Well, sometimes when
I lost all balance.
A friend of mine once vowed never to go in there again when he said he was in Primark, and he said, I saw someone actually sweeping up clothes. And he said, I found that very depressing.
That's the best way to shop in there. I just sweep up, see what you get. I felt, this could be my paranoia, I felt I got a few resentful looks. In a course of, it's not for people like you, it's for people like us. That's that kind of look.
Well, you soon proved them wrong with your ladies' pyjama pants.
Yeah, but I think they thought, you can afford to go and buy nice, like, men's pyjamas. Why are you in here having our stuff?
Of course, we know different.
Yeah. I didn't... I mean, also, I won the lottery at one point over Christmas.
You didn't?
I don't mean...
Oh, Frank, don't tell people.
I mean £10.
OK.
But even so...
That's 10 quid.
When I took it in to cash it, I felt there was a certain amount of... What? You're not going to claim that?
Yeah.
Like I was taking it from the poor Africans or something. So I had... it was a kind of a retro Christmas for me. I went to... I did the lottery and went to Primark. It's a bit like Marie Antoinette used to have that false dairy at the back of the Palace of Versailles where she played at being a dairy maid.
Did she?
Yeah, she had a porcelain bucket. Yeah, beautifully ornamented and stuff, yeah. So I found Primark a bit depressing.
Yeah, my mum really likes Primark, and I find that quite sad.
Is she poor?
Yeah, a little bit poor.
What does she...
Well, the thing is, she loves
to go to Disneyland.
She loves the park. Yeah, she can't afford to take her children. No.
So, does she often shop there, then?
She loves a bargain. My mum once tried on... Well, she went into the changing rooms with a bikini.
Sorry, she went into the changing rooms wearing a bikini?
No, she took a bikini.
Oh, she took a bikini. This is a Primark?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
sorry, but you don't use the changing rooms, especially not for a bikini.
There's quite a bustle in the changing rooms.
Yeah.
There was a bustle as well. She was going for quite an interesting look.
No,
sort of Vivienne Westwood combo.
She puts on the bikini and then she put her coat on over the top of it.
Oh, I'm liking it.
So she could come out and show my dad.
Oh, she's gone a bit TPT.
I'm liking it. That's a sort of George Best girlfriend. Bikini and fur coat. Faux fur. Yeah, and what about the bustle? Did she wear that or leave it in there? And what?
Did she come out of the changing room in front of the...
She came out of the changing rooms and then flashed, but in a very directional way, so that hopefully just my dad could see.
Yeah, just like the door. The coat would be like doors, like
three children standing behind were sick.
Oh, don't be horrid. How old is your mum?
She's in her 50s.
Well, that's not so bad.
She's quite young, child bride. So how did it go down? Was it a popular choice, the bikini?
Did she buy it? See, if I saw a woman doing that, I'd think shoplifter.
If I saw a woman trying it on and not buying it, I'd report her.
Do people shoplift in Primark? Is it worth it? What could there be a lower crime than that? Shoplifting.
It's certainly time to look within yourself.
No,
if you find yourself doing that.
The security guard's job is just to spot the people shoplifting and go, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I like is you don't get a bag in there, you get like a keep net. Exactly like anglers use.
Trawling.
What is that about?
They don't stop shoplifters because it just saves them sweeping up.
Well, there was a couple of there was a couple of tench in the bottom of mine and a trout, speckled trout. Which I don't know, they've been there for a couple of days. I was going to have them, but then I thought, £4?
You see, I bet in the Cheltenham one, though, Frank, you might get a better class of shopper, just in the sense that you're not... It gets like 28 days later. I mean, it's like the world has ended in Oxford Street.
I don't think you do. I think...
It's pigs round a trough.
I think if there are... how can I put this without sounding horrible? If there's poor people in the area, and they're not that apparent in Cheltenham, but I think it's like... it's like, you know when you make a high-pitched noise and only dogs can hear it?
Yes.
I think Cheltenham, I think Primark does that with poor people.
But can I just say, I don't think it's to do with poverty. It's to do with the hysteria, as you say, which overtakes people when they go into Primark.
But you shop, don't you tell me that you...
Yes, a lot of fashion people do. And we call it Primarni. Because it sounds like Armani.
Oh, yes,
so
I got it.
Well, I just had to
Don't know about
explain
you, I
in
got it.
case. He might
Thank you
not
for
to
me.
know what Armani is.
But what would you buy?
So I might buy...
Scanties?
Not my scanties.
I bought some Scanties.
Well, so I see.
no.
But anyway, I might buy... There might be a key dress.
Men or ladies?
Which has become... People are talking about, and, you know, for example, InStyle might feature it or something.
In Primark?
Yeah, sometimes.
See, what I do like about Primark is it instills you with a fabulous sort of carpe diem.
Yeah.
Because when I bought these, well, actually, these pants were bought for me. I wore them the other day, and I thought, I'm going to enjoy these pants like I don't normally enjoy pants, because the next time I put them on, they will have been washed. They'll probably be the right size for Action Man. Or the elastic will have gone in them. So you really think, enjoy the moment.
Yeah.
I might start buying underpants from Primark and use them like disposable contact lenses. At the end of the day, just throw them on the fire.
Why not?
I could afford it.
Just view it as it's like a one-night stand shopping at Primark.
Do you think the world's fattest man shops there?
Oh, God.
Did you see that programme?
I did. I did.
He was quite a fat... What was he, 70 stone?
He was 70... No, he was really relieved because he thought he was 70. And they said, well, we've got some good news. And he was only 56 stone.
Oh,
so he was
wow.
so happy. That was after quite a bit of dieting. And then he lost even more weight. But, he was fat, Frank.
He's down to... So he'll be fat.
Fat Frank.
If you turned it on, Britain's fattest man, he wasn't fat, you'd feel cheated.
Yeah.
It'd be like the magicians.
Well, I'll tell you what size he would be. In
Go on.
Primark. I don't know. He's extra, 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 extra large.
Is that what he is,
Yeah.
officially?
Yeah.
How much would that be? What, £7 for a leg fold sling? I'm not paying that. Well, it's interesting because there was a time, of course, when comedians would do unkind jokes about fat people, and I think we've been told that that's a wrong thing to do. That's on one side of the scales. On the other side of the scales, we're asked
It's
to
the world's
discourage.
fattest man.
Well, Britain's. But also, we're supposed to discourage children from obesity, and the best way to do that is to really lay into fat people in a comical way, and then they'll think, well, I don't want to be that person. You know what I mean? It's a dilemma.
He ate 30 to 40 chocolate bars a day, didn't he?
You see, I have to say, there's something admirable about British fattest man. There is, because that, you know what I mean? We're all. I don't know about you, but I'm a bit a moment on the lips, a lifetime on the hips. You know what I mean? I don't really allow myself to
And the hips
indulge.
don't lie.
You know, I remember saying over Christmas, just one mince pie. You know what I mean? Now, he wouldn't say that of Britain's fattest. Let's call him BFM.
Paul
BFM
Mason.
would say, "Oh, I wouldn't mind another box of them, actually." If you've got... And there is something fabulously exhilarating about that level of self-indulgence.
Yeah.
They said for lunch he would often have fish and chips 4 times and 2 kebabs. And he'd have like a 2-litre bottle of Coca-Cola with it. Not Diet Coke.
No.
Fat Coke.
Oh, that would be a bit weird if he was having Diet
That would
Coke
be
and
brilliant.
40 packets of crisps a day.
Yeah, but fish
That's
and
it,
chips 4 times. I mean, do you
With some
lose count?
kebabs for the table.
Yeah, exactly. But do you think, is there a moment when you're thinking, actually, is this 2 or 3?
Do you know, there was one thing I did notice, Frank, which is when he was opening his crisps.
Oh, thank God. I wonder what he's going to say. When he was opening his arm.
He had some tin foil which he laid out in front of him on a big sort of slab, and then opened all the packets and put them on the tin foil.
Oh, did he?
Because one crisp packet.
make-
I mean, that was
to
like
make-
one Tic Tac to him. That
To
wasn't
make
enough.
one giant crisp packet, he
Yeah.
has to make his own crisp packets big enough.
Yeah. So he's got, he's.
But do you know what I mean about there's something admirable?
That's
I agree
very
in some way.
inventive.
Yeah. Well, I suppose you get quite inventive about how to eat enormous amounts of food if that's what you do. Apparently he's cost the taxpayers over £1 million. Personally, I'm happy to put my share in.
Yeah,
Just
it's
for
like
the knowledge that there is a man living in the same country as me who will have fish and chips 4 times and 2 kebabs for the table. I just want to know that he exists.
It's like the royal family. He gives something back to us all. You know,
exactly.
Provides a service.
He had to have, in the documentary...
It's like the right. You could go to the changing of the lard when he switches midweek from one £56 tub of lard to the next one. I'd turn up for that.
When he goes for his operation, though, because he doesn't leave the house much, it was a bit curious because they managed to hoist him into the ambulance, which took some time. That was a good 20 minutes worth of the documentary. And whilst he's in there, he's looking around and out the window and he's going, oh, and they're on the motorway and he's going, oh, the speed they go at now.
Yeah.
Well, you're fat, not Victorian. Surely you realise people drove fast on the motorway.
I think you should text him, just, you're fat, not Victorian. I think that needs to be hammered home. Well, I don't know, like I say, we're supposed to be incredibly sympathetic towards him. I mean, he said that he had some sadness. He said one thing, he got dumped when he was in his 20s by a woman, and he started eating fanatically after that.
No, you don't eat anything when you're dumped.
No, you see, I always think what God does for people who've been dumped is he makes them so upset and stressed they don't eat, and they get lovely and slim, and someone else comes
And you
along.
look awesome. You look your best.
Yeah.
And then you can
also,
meet the
you're
new
very
one.
interesting because you've got those lines on your face like Samuel Beckett of worry and distress. And you've got a sort of dark, solitary loneliness about you, which is very...
It's a bit poetic.
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing poetic about a 56 stoner. I'm sorry. Anyway, he's on the way down now, and we wish him well. But I don't want him. I still like to think occasionally he will have fish and chips 4 times and 2 kebabs for the table, just for old time's sake.
Well, what I do honestly feel sorry for him is that it says one of his diets that he was limited to 4 pints of milk flavoured with OXO cubes each day. That is not nice.
Well, what I like about that, I have to say, is sometimes when you're drinking milk, one can forget that it's come from cattle. Not if it's OXO flavoured. He's think, really, I want the whole cow
Double
here.
beef.
Yeah, I want the whole
Double
cow.
beef.
Could you make this milk taste more cow-like? Well, we could put some... Yeah, do it!
Do you know what I think? I'm just brainstorming here. But shouldn't it, since it comes from a cow, taste like a cow?
Yeah,
Brilliant.
we'll
He's
go
a
and-
genius, this man.
Yeah. The terrible thing, though, is he could have that idea and, of course, not be able to get to the cupboard. Thank God he's got the helpers who look after him and stuff. He's a bit like Santa Claus in that respect. One associates him with, excess and...
Is that why?
No,
lying
but the
around.
carers have been cut down. That's the trouble.
Yeah.
The more
What, by
weight
snipers?
the more weight he loses, the less help he'll get. And I don't think that he's very happy about that.
Oh, that's a strange
He threw a
dilemma.
sugar-free jelly at the window in anger. That's what I'm saying.
Did he? I bet he hates the idea of a sugar-free jelly.
His arm's still wobbling.
Yeah. So's the jelly. In fact, he found quite a lot of sugar-free jelly under his arm when they cleaned him up. I don't think we should go any further down this road. I don't want to be unkind about BFM.
But I will send that little
He's
text.
a hero.
Yeah,
Of course.
you send him a text and I'll send him a galaxy.
Yeah.
That'll be all right. Have we had any texts, by the way, or emails?
We
or
have.
anything?
We've had some emails in this week.
Yes, pedestrian racing update.
Ah,
We
fantastic.
have had an
I
email.
bet the BFM don't do much of that. Downhill.
Although, when he builds up momentum, it must be hard to stop.
Yeah, but when does he build up momentum? I'd say Fish and Chips 3
In an ambulance.
is when he's on an absolute roll. Well, he's probably some of it's on a roll. Oh, that's the terrible dilemma of fat joke things, is that they're so really, he can't blame me, because me now with the fat jokes is like him with the chocolate bars.
Yeah.
We all know it's wrong, but they're so Moorish.
Once you pop, you can't stop.
Yes. I have a punchline to that.
I know. I knew. I could see the punchline look in your
I'll tell you
eye.
after.
Okay.
Paul Spur has emailed us about pedestrian racing. This is from the BBC News website. Business owners have come up with an idea to combat congestion on one of the busiest shopping streets in the world. They say speed lanes on London's Oxford Street, consisting of a slow lane for shoppers and a fast lane for commuters, could be a solution. Could this spell the end of pedestrian racing?
Well, I think If it depends on the width of the fast lane,
Yeah.
doesn't it? As long as you've got room to overtake in the fast lane.
I'll keep thinking of BFM now. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I think it's safe to say that even when he gets out, he'll be in the slow lane. He'll operate like a sort of soft shoulder on the motorway. That's the good thing about it. If you crash when you're pedestrian racing, he's your airbags. Stop leading. I don't want another chocolate
Sorry.
bar. Take it away. Or maybe just a flake. No, that is it. I wonder if that's going to happen, the fast lane.
I don't
and the
like
slow
it
lane.
getting too commercial, though, pedestrian racing. It's an underground activity.
Yes.
And I don't like this sort of legislation. It makes it all proper, and I don't want that, Frank.
Yeah, I don't think they're doing it for pedestrian racing, though. I mean, I can see their point.
I mean, I guess it creates two tiers of pedestrian racing, and as you say, it creates lanes for overtaking. You know, depending on how crazy you want to be, you could use the slow lane to overtake people in the fast lane. I know that is dangerous, and that will be against the rules.
Overtaking on the inside?
Yes. But this is what this is going to cause, but it's going to make it much more exciting.
Yes, but I'm imagining now BFM coming out of Thornton's with 5 bags, and I'm just doing a bit of overtaking on the inside, and sort of a terrible collision.
No. It's a lorry of the pedestrian racing world.
You know, I could. If I was going to read exactly, it's the
Why are you overtaking? You're taking up all the road.
It's the tractor on the country road, isn't it? That's what it is.
Yeah.
But if you smacked into the back of him, I mean, you could be. You could wake up amongst him.
Find yourself in an armpit.
Enough. I don't want another chocolate bar.
Like a little woodland creature in a forest.
No, take it away.
A moment on the lips.
Take it away. Oh, maybe just a Fry's Turkish delight.
We've had another pedestrian racing email in, which is from Chris Degnan. Now, Frank, this is interesting because there's been some disturbing news about pedestrian racing. It's being extended to children. Children are being involved in it.
That seems all right.
Well, you say that. But Chris says he was in Mozambique last week.
Ooh, hold on a minute. I must have some... Underneath the mango tree, me honey... Not quite right. But I just I felt it needed incidental music.
When you say children are being involved, they're not like being gathered up into herds and then trained and then raced against each other for betting.
They're electing to get involved.
Okay.
Yeah.
They say, I was walking at my usual healthy pace, says Chris, and passed a small child, probably around 12. She gave me a sly smile and took the pace immediately. Wearing flip-flops, I thought she'd be no competition and I'd see her off very easily, even though I felt bad engaging in cross-generational pedestrian racing.
Yeah.
However, she just picked up the pace and I could hear the flip-flop clacking ever louder in my ears as she not only caught up with me but breezed past me.
That was the BFM. Wasn't it? He was naked. That was the strange thing about it. I'm sorry. No. Oh, just a bag of Maltesers.
A moment on the lips, a lifetime on the conscience. That's
Yes,
how
you're
it
quite
works
right.
with
I won't do another joke about the BFM forever as long as I live. So he's been overtaken by in flip-flops.
Yeah.
It's so hard to
I know.
race in flip-flops.
It's like Zola Budd overtaking you, one of your strange crushes. Anyway,
Yes.
she reached the corner of the street, turned round and gave me a slightly disrespectful nod, as if to say, and if you come back for more, you will feel pain again. Thanks, Chris.
That was a hell of a nod, wasn't it?
Wow, that's really
God, it's one of the
Packed
most
with meaning.
eloquent nod.
lyrical. A lyrical nod from a 12-year-old Mozambican. Are they Mozambican? Mozambikis?
Yeah.
What are they?
Well, I don't know.
Okay, well, that's this week's phone-in. What do they call people from Mozambique?
Mozzies.
Jeff. I knew one bloke from Mozambique. We called him Jeff.
Moz. That's what you call
Mozzies.
Morrissey.
Mozzies would
Yeah,
be quite-
Mozzies.
yeah.
That's what you call Morrissey when you meet him. Moz, you can't call him Morrissey. Anyway.
Well, I only ever met him once, and he did. I used to do a chat show in the old days, my glory years, and he was on that singing, and I had really heavy cold, so because he was on tour, we couldn't get close to. I mean, I said, don't get close to me. He just waved at me across the room. That's as close I've ever got to talking to Morrissey, and I used to be a big fan of Morrissey. Well, the Smiths,
He's lovely.
Is he lovely?
Yeah, I've had dinner with him. Anyway.
Highty! Highty! Well, that's wonderful news. Did you read that thing about tears? Turn off tears, I think the headline was,
Yeah, I did see
or
that.
something like that, which I thought was fairly obvious.
Yeah.
That when a woman cries, a man's libido dips
Yeah.
somewhat.
Oh, I've never found that.
Oh, don't you? They just carry on
Yeah.
relentless. No, I
Yeah, that there's something built into the tears that triggers chemicals in the man to tell him don't feel amorous now.
Don't feel sexy.
yeah, but I
Yeah.
mean, I thought that sort of goes without saying.
Yeah,
Doesn't it?
that's what I think. Nature give us some credit.
I mean, I don't know. I've never made a woman cry, can I?
Oh, you have.
I've made their eyes water. Is that the same thing?
There's so many different grades of crying, though. What sort of crying are we talking about? I have about 45.
Well, how many of those are non-tear based?
Well, you've got the sort of mini-series tears. You know, where your eyes well up, but there's no... And you go, OK, that's fine, go to the party without me. And then...
I found that very convincing, though.
Yeah.
Have you really?
And I can't get actual water. I can't get tears.
Your face did
Yeah.
change then, like you were. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fooled ya.
Of
ya.
course you were. I mean, she was a
I know.
professional actress. Let's not forget.
So
that.
that's number one.
Frank, you feeling just as a scientific test? You feeling sexy?
I feel a bit like there could be a Triffid in the room at any moment. Anyone who gets that is a loyal listener. Congratulations.
So that's type 1. And then, but you can also have, there's the kind of, the full-on hysteria, the sort of lunatic crying, when they're racked with sobs. I try not to do that.
No, that's genuine.
That's saved for affairs, really. That only comes out
Saved for affairs,
Yeah.
lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And throwing yourself into the grave.
Oh, that one. Yeah. I don't know. I find my libido pretty low graveside, generally speaking.
Oh, what about, Frank, I do silent crying when the telly's on. If the room's dark or something when you're watching it, just to make them feel bad.
But crying at the telly or crying?
No, I'll just be crying silently. I'll go, OK, we'll watch the telly. And then I'll just go...
I just think the idea of continuing to be amorous with someone, I'm picking my words carefully here, while they're crying is a horrible image.
Depends why you're crying. Let's not go there.
How do you I mean, does Laura ever cry?
Laura's not a big crier, actually. I'm probably a bigger crier than Laura.
Yeah.
I wonder.
Is that when she pinches that fleshy bit under your arms?
BFM.
Lay off the BFM. I'm defending him now.
Yeah, what do his tears smell of? Gravy.
Oxo. There's Oxo in his tears. He has the Oxo cubes just pressed under the eyelids at the bottom so that they come out, and then he can catch them. As the Oxo-flavoured tears come down his face, he sticks his tongue out, and it's a refreshing little beefy drink midday.
No, but
He'd say, "Oh, I'd love a bit of Oxo. Can you put Beaches on the VHS? Thanks very much."
Shadow.
You are the wind beneath my wing. Oh, I could do it. Can you put another cube in? It's a little bit watery on the left eye. Sorry, Gareth. Carry on.
Yeah, I was wondering what effect on the libido men's tears has.
Oh.
What do you think about men crying, Em? Do you find that?
Well, I don't find... It doesn't really do it for me, to be honest. No, you know what? I don't mind a man crying. I have to say that. I warm to a man when it depends what he's crying at. But generally I like a man who cries. But no, I don't think I'd find it sexy.
No, exactly. It would. It'd be cruel.
No.
I have once had, again, I have to choose my words carefully, a sexual experience whilst I was crying.
Oh.
I received a sexual act, if I consider that.
While you were crying?
Yeah, well...
Oh, I have to know more.
Were they trying to cheer you up?
Well, we were in the cinema watching When the Grinch Stole Christmas.
You were?
Yeah. And it was a very empty cinema.
It was after you two walked in.
I should hope so.
That cleared it pretty quickly.
And so she did me a favour of a physical nature.
Right.
And I cried a bit at the whole Christmassy...
The storyline.
Yeah, the storyline. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So, oh, God. God, I was dehydrated after. Yeah, so that was... I think we've got through that in a sensitive way. But so how do you approach... how do you do the tears thing then, Gareth? What do you just...
Well, Laura seldom is not a big crier. But yeah, I don't think there's ever been.
But do you go for the? Do you hug?
Yeah, no, I hug and I
Okay.
say apologise.
You don't kiss the tears from her eyes.
Sometimes.
See, my thing is
Depends
to
how thirsty I am.
thrust a hair...
Shut up!
I thrust a hairdryer full in the face. And that takes them off without any... you get the odd salt deposit in the corner, but, you know... And, you know, there you go. Tears gone.
I haven't cried since 1983. I wouldn't know what you're talking
Let me
about.
dry your tears. Is that how it goes?
That's exactly how it goes. And thank you for that. What was that for? The
I don't
blind?
know, some mime. Something.
I enjoyed it.
You're listening to Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio, the softest, mintiest show in town. Sponsored by Tree Bar Soft Mints.
Absolute Radio.